Oh, hi. Hi, it's me, Scott. Hello, how are you? I've been working on a thing a lot in like the last week or so, and it's been largely extremely frustrating, but I'm very stubborn, so I haven't given up on it. Helio, how's it going? Um, Helio, I have bad news. We're not going to play Sudoku now. I don't know if you'll be. I don't know if you're prepared for this, but this is going to be kind of a weird, boring project planning stream. But it's just to make me sit down and get some things out of my head. Um, so the general idea is I've been working on this VR, AR, MR music visualizer, and kind of the first, like, I don't know, X number of days was just everything I wanted to do wasn't working. Like, really just kind of running into problem after problem after problem in a very frustrating way. In terms of like, oh, how do I get the music in? What if I, like, can I get music from whatever, Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube Music or whatever? And just going through option after option after option, and kind of really banging my head against like where to get the music and how to get it in. And then once I have the music in, how to like stream it and play it in Unity in a way that isn't insane, where I can actually analyze it properly and play it. And it's been, oh my gosh, it's Jates. Jates, are you officially unemployed? Congratulations. And so, that's a lot of tomatoes. So the playing of the music, as far as like sourcing it and get the music in, extremely frustrating. Like playing it in Unity, extremely frustrating. And then getting the visualizations to work, I've barely even worked on, but like getting the overall like MR AR layer all working, just outrageously frustrating. But I've made some progress. And so I just want to do like kind of a work stream. That is so many tomatoes. Do kind of a work stream to, I don't know, collect my thoughts, make some plans. I would like to have a beta of this within a couple weeks, 3 weeks, more. I don't know, it's rough. But I kind of want to, I don't know where to start exactly. Maybe we just open Obsidian and just start like outlining where you can't throw tomatoes if you're on mobile. If you're on if you're in a browser, you just click the video and you will tomato me. I need to, let's create a new thing somehow. I don't really know how to do this. I'm gonna make sure I don't show what am I doing? Okay, projects, and we will make a Fizz project, and we will make a canvas in here. Yeah, I know, computers are for, I don't know what they're for. What do you do on, do you watch like Gilmore Girls? Is that what computers are for? Okay, switch over here. I'm downloading a Unity install for this, but like, so there's kind of like 3 pieces of this. There's really more pieces, but let's just start kind of like mapping some concepts here, because there's sort of 3 pieces that I then made more complicated into more pieces. But generally speaking, in fact, maybe we have like a, can I have like a group without having anything in it? Yeah. Okay. So we need to play music. These are like the 3 stages here. We need to analyze music, analyze the audio, and we need to visualize the data. Jates, when's your last day working? Right, like this is the basic flow of what I want to do. It doesn't look very complicated when you're just like, hey, I just do these. It's only 3 things. Is that true? That's a good strategy. Just be obtuse. I mean, yes, of course it's true that you talk them into doing that, but is it really true that you don't? You watch videos. I know you do that, right? You watch shows. Do you have those all on DVD? Is everything on DVD? So in this world, in the play music, I initially was looking like a sane person at the services people actually use to stream music, and they're all a nightmare and a mess. So what I chose to do, which is a little insane, is make my own music streaming service. So I made my own music streaming service. When you get Highlights magazine, like with Goofus and Gallant, that Highlights magazine. So what I chose to do, I don't exactly know the best way to do this. I'm just gonna start taking notes and then we'll organize them, I guess. How do I put a card into a group? Is this enough to do that? Wow, what a fancy program. So there's like kind of 3 pieces here. Where we have a kind of like offline library. It's big text. And that goes through this Node.js importer. Script. And that goes to Fizz server. I mean, what I'm doing right now is kind of like I don't know, it's not quite a UML diagram. It's just a general sort of overview of what I'm talking about here. Oh, when you get hair highlights, that makes more sense. Wasn't that a beautiful era of where your music library was just sort of like what you could get on whatever piracy service was popular at the time? I still, all of these years later, have a MP3 of Love Fool by the Cardigans that I downloaded in whatever year that was. When did that album come out? The Romeo and Juliet Baz Luhrmann. That was like 96. So I downloaded that MP3 in 1996 and it skips at the beginning. And I still, 96. So that's still how I listen to it. I still have it, that particular version with the skip. And whenever I hear it at a restaurant or something and it doesn't skip, it sounds wrong to me. So here's what the offline library is. Currently, the plan is hand curated. Album. So these are Creative Commons licensed albums. So these are by artists who've like done various Creative Commons licenses. I could also do like public domain and things like that, but I'm just starting, I guess, with Creative Commons. And I think the Creative Commons we want is like Creative Commons, like CC BY and CC 0 and okay. What do we need? So we had Creative Commons license. Bandcamp got purchased now. I hope it's not all ruined. That link was not very useful. Can we search by Creative Commons license? Well, that's a good example of a person. Oh, there's a way. I had a semi-strange version of that I used to have this album by The Last Hard Men, which was a super group with Kim Deal of the Breeders. No, Kim Deal is, well, she's of the Breeders, but I think this is Kelly Deal, actually. Kelly Deal of the Breeders, and Jimmy Chamberlain of the Smashing Pumpkins, Jimmy Frog of the Frogs, and Sebastian Bach of Skid Row. And they have this one particular song called That Very Night that's amazing. And I tried to find it recently, and the album version is not the right version. I think I had like some weird demo version that I got 20 years ago from some unknown source. How can I search by license is what I want to do. Can I not do that? I mean, I feel like some rights reserved. Non-commercial, no derivative. So I think we want CC BY and CC 0 basically. So we'll revisit this, but I think is what we're going to start with only. There was a what is search that on bank account? Is that true? Sebastian Bach was on Gilmore Girls? I had no idea. Why? Why was he on Gilmore Girls? Sebastian Bach is younger than I thought. He's 55. In my mind, he would be older, but... Oh, Sebastian. Not... Time comes for us all. Wait, he played Gil? Is Gil short for Gilmore? There was someone on Gilmore Girls named Gil? How? Can you not search? Okay. Well, there are some, okay, like CC Mixter. That's probably a good place to look for. Oops. Can you download from CC Mixter, I wonder? Looking for music. Start digging for music. Find music. Yeah, it's Gail Gilmore. We want find. It's not really what I want. This is what I want. So how do I search? Like, this is not really what I want. Like film, CP plus, dig. These are bad search categories, I must say. We are doing exclusively lo-fi hip-hop to start with. Seems like a bad website. SoundCloud, I think, actually does have can you really not, what is his name? can never remember this guy's name. No, Holizan CC0. I can never get it right. Oh my gosh, what is your name? So Sebastian Bach owns a sandwich shop and saves the day of the band. Like, can you not search by license? That's stupid. That's very frustrating. Maybe I could find people on free music. The problem with Free Music Archive is rough. Like, you can download albums, which is cool, but 40,000 tracks. That's cool. But how do I know? So this is everything on here licensed CC0? Check out the discography of Lee Rosevere. Music for podcasts. Beats. It's a good album name. This is CC BY, right? So that means I can do whatever I want with this as long as I... Free to do anything I want. Give appropriate credit. Loud. Sorry, that was really loud, I'm sure. There's no volume control on this webpage. Sorry about that. Okay. Ugh, that's the word. Oh man, that's like telling your boss that they gave you the confidence to think you could work somewhere else is like some sort of brutal knife in the heart. that's like breaking up with someone and telling them, I'm breaking up with you because you gave me the confidence to feel like I could date someone better than you. Which I haven't heard that exact same thing, but I've been told something almost that way. Almost. I was told something in that realm. Anyway, so this is going to be annoying to do, to like build this music library. I think we'll figure it out. But what is that guy's name? I want to hire my nephew to do it. Can I hire my nephew to do all this? That's fair. So there, your departure's not announced yet. So this is breaking news here on my stream. Breaking news. Aisha's boss. Oh, I need to just tell you about this offline because I think you'll find it interesting. This like some. Yeah, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this on stream. Anyway, if you love business, corporate drama, I've got some exciting corporate drama. Are these things tagged with... Yeah, that's cool. But there's like this genre search is not working so well for me here. I mean, lo-fi instrumental, lo-fi... That could work for me. Most interesting. What does that mean? What are you going to do with your life? So you have to work to the 12th and then you're off? Music for lost astronauts and lonely cowboys. Sold. So this is not, I'm very confused about this though. Like, you may not use this material for commercial purposes, but if I'm just like, wow, free to the 29th. Wait, when am I going to be there? I already forgot. Just a couple days. Are you going to come to Portland? 27th, 28th. See, like, I can't use it for commercial purchase. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to stay from any licenses that I'm uncertain of. But it seems like you can't search by license, which is not cool. Where do we find this? Excuse me. Archives and net labels. Anyway, this isn't something we have to solve now, but it's a thing that's going to be important because I would like to start with 1,000 songs. That's just my kind of general like have 1,000 songs on the service. You should. I probably have some obligations in the next few weeks, but I don't think I have very many. Like, I don't know. I don't know about all this. Icons A, royalty-free music. Is this truly not what I want, though? I want albums. I feel like the search or archives for music for your video podcast. It's not what I. This is not what I want. Like it's kind of frustrating. Like the categories are not. These are not useful categories. Like video game as a like film. And then you just get a list of 1,000 videos or tracks. It's just not good. Like, what is the way to do this that doesn't suck? It seems insane that you can't search by the license. That seems shocking. It also seems shocking that you have to search by tracks and can't find albums. Okay, license. So if we say we want... I forgot what SA means. What does SA mean? Share alike, I mean, means I think if you do something, you have to share it. As long as I... So if we do this... What do we get? Okay, it's 2,000 tracks. That seems promising. You go to the Lloyd Center. I mean, I fully endorse that. I'll go to Lloyd Center with you. These are cool discographies. It's only 4 tracks. Okay, it's gonna be outrageously loud again. Let me just turn this down. It's a pretty good song. Okay, anyway, we got to do this. I don't really want to do this. Maybe we can hire my nephew to do this. like find albums that seem pretty good, pretty well produced, reasonable, and then man, it'd be kind of cool to just annoying to do it. I mean, I wonder if I could do something that was like I mean, is commercial use good enough? If I just do that, is that adequate? Like, is that going to find licenses that are friendly? It's still really the same number of tracks, it seems. Is that license different than just the CC0 though? No derivatives. I see. I see. So commercial use must just wrap those other CC licenses, I guess. Which probably makes sense. Okay. So I could probably write something to like download all these. They don't have an API, unfortunately. So just to download all these individually. Ugh, and the download link's not even a real link, so you couldn't easily scrape it. I'm sure they do that on purpose. These dogs. I mean, I get it. Techno, minimal electronic. Okay, anyway, that's gonna be a big deal. Okay, love you, bye! So... anyway, we build this offline library. We need to have them like clearly tagged. Do that music get louder? Possibly. And then the importer script is a files. So this is my like bad database solution right now is I had this importer script and then the Fizz server is a very minimal subsonic API implementation. Random songs and download. So that's all it's going to do to start with. Is just get random songs and download. That's it. So this is the strategy. And the So inside the app, I guess we need another group here, maybe. Can I do this? Can you nest groups? Is it possible? Wow. Did the did what's its face finish? Seems it did. Good boy. Probably some secret projects in there. That doesn't matter anymore. I don't actually know if I have the thing checked out. Give me one moment, please. It would seem I don't. Push the wrong button. Okay, let's go to GitHub. Oh boy. So we need So I don't have any of this stuff on this computer because I've been working elsewhere. And Fizz. So the tracks get hosted on Cloudflare R2. Little server's a little Cloudflare worker, etc., etc., etc. So that's all working, and that's fine. I mean, the biggest thing that's missing here, other than eventually wanting to probably build this out to support like playlists and stuff, is just building a library. I mean, that's just a thing that's going to take time, I think. So in here, the idea is to we have this kind of audio client or like playlist client. And this can talk to it, or server that supports the sub-sonic API. Eventually, I mean, I'm building it such that it will support this, but I'm not building like the UI to support this. But this is the basic idea is that you'll start with the Fizz server and it'll just have a ton of free music hosted, and then there will be the option to play your own stuff. Will that stuff sync? Probably. Did I do the thing I'm supposed to do? I think so. So we need to maybe clean up this computer is what we need to do. Let's get Fizz. Just realized I'm missing the stupid Android key store, but who cares? So, what? That's not the project version. Maybe I didn't push. It's supposed to be this. I may not have fully pushed on my Mac yet, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so the playlist client is minimal sub Sonic API client. That's really all this is to begin with. Then we need to play this. Wait, what did I do? Oh, I accidentally made that. That's not supposed to be group. This can just be a card. So the audio player handles metadata display, and plays audio with AV Pro plugin. Currently, I don't like that, and that's not what I want to do. I mean, I'm not like opposed to it, but it's expensive and it's definitely overkill. Like to pay for AV Pro Video is the name. Like to pay for this hundreds of dollars plugin when I just want to play audio. Just like streaming audio is not trivial in Unity for reasons that are stupid. I won't even go into it. There's lots of reasons why this is a little annoying and complicated, and this is the least painful way I've found to do it so far. That lets me visualize the audio, which is key. Like there's other ways to play and stream, of course, but to have a cross-platform way to do that and still let me analyze the audio is a little tricky, turns out. So we will do this. This is kind of the key. Oops. Processes FFT data, audio source, and it tracks levels, peaks, the moving average. And that's how I'm doing the audio visualization currently. How broken is this? Okay. That looks like it looks like I just didn't push. So let's push. Whoa. Trying to like test all this stuff has also been amazingly tedious. Like just all the different ways of playing I tried and all the issues I had with those. There's even some issues with AV Pro, unfortunately, in the latest version. I have a GitHub issue posted on it, but I don't think they've responded to it yet. Okay, that's perhaps pushed now. This is probably a bad idea because this might be a different version of the AV Pro. And it's weird to switch plugins while Unity's running, but hey. So we have the audio analysis, and then this goes to the audio visualizer. which I'm gonna stand up. Okay, so this is the very rough overview. Obviously, there's not a lot of specificity here, but this is the general idea of what I'm doing. So there's this whole server element that requires this offline library and whatever, but I don't think that needs to be very complicated, fortunately. And then there is the whole problem of this and the place where, you know, obviously there's lots of work to do on the visualizations because that's kind of the whole point here. That's weird. Did that not? No, let me just do this. There's all the work to do, of course, on the visualizations, but that's the work we want to do. That's the whole point of the project. But there's all the work that's like all of the XR stuff and all the interactivity and all of the bad XR user interaction that is just such a pain. So other things that exist are the player avatar, and the HUD. Which is probably just going to be attached to the player avatar. And this needs to have sort of like basic media player functionality. And this does like the head and hand controller tracking and visualization. And then this also needs to sort of like provide points for this. Exposes avatar data. To the visualizations. Go. We have a like launch goals. Maybe 1,000 tracks is not reasonable. Let's pick a nice round number like 256. I mean, that's an easy thing to see a pathword for adding. The number of visualizations is tricky, but let's say 8. So that would be for the beta. Probably. And that would probably go on like itch and side quest. And I'm thinking for the beta, there's no advanced AR features, right? Like, so the initial visualizations are just pretty things to look at and kind of move your hands through and whatnot, but no like wall object tracking or portals or probably none of that stuff for the first version. Uh-oh. It's weird. It kind of seems like some stuff didn't import. Or maybe some stuff didn't export on the Unity side or on the Mac side. So yeah, the player would need like the basic audio transport and all of that kind of stuff, and it's gonna be kind of just like a radio. I think that there's like no playlist. It'll be like basic audio transport. I'll like play, pause, next, previous, etc. No playlists or browsing to start with, I think. Okay. So that seems fairly reasonable. We really don't need to do that much else to the server. The server, on server, JSON dataset, no database. That's a silly idea, but I think it's fine. Like, beyond a certain amount, that gets ridiculous. Or at a certain point, we're gonna have to have like a real place to store the data. But to start with, I don't think so. Mute and volume control. Nation. Probably no scrubbing in the beta. Yeah, boy. Keep making Unity mad. Simulation environment assets. So what else? What else? This is a little silly the way I'm doing it right now. Right now I'm torn on this. Like, I'm just browsing the MP3 files which is pretty slow, and the bigger it gets, the slower it's going to be, obviously, or traversing the directory structure and doing it. Could also imagine using some library management software and then using its database. So I did look into stuff like Navidrome and Funkwhale and all those things that are like open sourcey music servers that would end up probably being the places where people would do their subsonic hosting. Do people own any MP3s anymore? I don't know. What would be cool, and what I may be the person that has to invent, is like some kind of client for whatever, Spotify, say, or something, YouTube Music or whatever, like a subsonic wrapper for that. But it ultimately has to give you an MP3, which, getting YouTube to do that is not. They don't want you to do that, it turns out. So the thing I was maybe going to work on stream a little bit, I don't want to stream for super long. Shoot, I didn't stand up the last hour. Oh no. Kind of want to make some coffee, and then I kind of want to just work on the individual scenes for the visualizers and just work on that plumbing a little bit, because I think that's the next thing that really wants, now that all the other annoying stuff is done, start laying some groundwork to load a visualizer, unload a visualizer, all that stuff, and be able to really swap through them very easily. I think is what I want to do next, and that's also going to probably require some editor tooling. Right. So we need also to be able to cycle them. Oops. Something like that. Okay, I'm gonna make coffee. I'll be right back. I realized it would take a minute to do that, so I'm just gonna grind the coffee on stream. I'm mad at this coffee grinder. I don't want to talk about it. So yeah, the avatar stuff, that stuff's just also annoying. UI, user interaction, all that stuff is VR sucks. I have some ideas that I think are kind of funny that I may go for, but not really looking forward to that part. I mean, a lot of this really is going to come down, obviously, to the visualizers being entertaining for long periods. But, those are things to build on over time if anyone cares about this or uses this. Life is Yours is going to buy it, I'm sure. I'll give a license to anybody who watches the stream. Uh-oh. Infinite loop has been detected. Did we crash? Iteration 8. What are we doing here? We need a visualization manager that will have all the individual scenes, and it just needs logic to like load and unload them. And I guess when they unload, it doesn't matter because you're just going to be in kind of a void. It's not like there's a hub or anything. Maybe they'll, I don't know. I don't really know. So I don't know exactly how I want to handle the you know, like menu, like I guess you don't have to be an AR to use this, at least this first iteration. I'm just realizing something funny. And I never do this, but we really could just make the background a color that's keyable. And how do we do this? I don't know the, there we go. Then we get the cool wallpaper. Looks kind of unhappy, like it broke from running for 1,000,000 hours. Okay, seems better. Okay, BRB. I made a really bad iced latte. Wasn't very good. I mean, I made it, but it's not great. For a number of reasons. Why are we still doing stuff here? Okay, well, have a good time. So, what? Waiting on Unity. So, yeah, right. So this manager, let's just start writing it because I don't want to wait for Unity to open, I guess. So we're gonna have, this project is still a mess, it's very prototypey, but we're gonna have a new like visualization manager. How do you do this? Spelled how? Okay. Probably got to set up the like project and everything in here to have code that works. So we need like syntax highlighting and all that stuff. No, maybe not. So I have a list of scenes that are like our visualization scenes. Probably want to have like a data structure though that's like or like a scriptable object. That's probably what we want, right? Something like this, and then this thing is going to have a you do this in a scriptable object. It's a weird thing to do, but I'm going to do it. Guess these are already private, right? Yeah, a menu item. That's not right either. This is system. And then how do you do this? I forgot how to do this. Create asset menu. Is that the thing? This thing? Okay, create asset menu name. I don't have to do this, just that I do this, right? Seems angry at me. What's the matter with you? Oh. I need more semicolons, not fewer. Is that true? What's the matter with you? Oh, right. What's this? What are you doing, Unity? Cool Unity stuff? Okay. I feel like we've been waiting longer than 2 minutes, but that's fine. Oh, well, it says it's importing the thing I'm working on right this minute. Exciting. So what do we want to do here? And then we want a list of these. This is like a visualization data asset. I don't know if I like this. Then this does need to be serializable, right? No? Oh. Visualization data asset. Do I have to do this? I don't know, actually. Oh my gosh, what are we doing? Unity, come on. Buddy. What are you importing now? Nobody knows. So this is bad copy that I made. What are you doing? Unclear. Nobody knows what Unity's doing. So we'll probably want to load by it'd be cool if they had, how would you do that? If you had to do some code gen or manage it manually, it'd be nice to not just do this with strings. But I don't feel ready to go that far. Oh my god, Unity, what are you doing, buddy? Nobody knows. I would think we just gotta kill Unity and open it again. Wait, what? Really? So I need to do that anyway because of probably the wrong version of the AV Media Pro plugin or AV Pro Video plugin. So what do we want to be able to do? Play by name is a bummer. If we're just going to start with the idea of cycling through them. It's going to be a scene, and then the scene is going to need some kind of like yeah, visualization manager is not really a very good name for this because we need some kind of like something in the scene itself. Maybe it's just the visualization. I feel like I'd be doing. I am so confused by what is going on with Unity. I think we need to just kill it. Unity, I'm sorry, but I think you gotta go, buddy. Not you. Yes, Unity editor. Sorry, hate to do it, but just think you're broken. Okay, so in the visualization manager, Yeah, it's really just gonna care about. And then also we probably need to do like the high level like service lookup provider thing. Just a pattern that exists somewhere in the world. There's a version I like where you register things as dependencies and then you can look up those dependencies, but I don't really want to get into that just yet necessarily. And the idea is that you'd have like well, I can no longer type, which is cool. Computers are pretty good. Gonna not work in this project because Unity's opening. Pretty bad. Cool. Anyway, we'll have these scriptable objects that will have like the basic idea of the scene. Individual scenes will probably have their own controller of some kind. Like that's probably just an interface that gets found, maybe. You know, like you'd have some like manager that is a some manager. Every visualization is going to have its own class that is responsible for doing its thing, but maybe they all have an interface that they adhere to. If that matters, I'm not 100% sure it matters. I don't think we'll care very much about data coming out of the visualizations. I think we'll be more focused on data going in. I can't believe I can't type in my text editor because things are loading. Knock node. How's it going? What other languages besides C# do I know? It depends on what you mean by language, and it depends on what you mean by know. I've probably written like software professionally in like, I don't know, 25 or 30 different languages, but some of those would be like weird scripting languages, and some of those would be like, do I really know this, or can I just stumble my way through it? Like, I have been paid to write Python code before, but I wouldn't necessarily say I know Python. Like, I can write Python. I don't know. Should we try to make a list? Depends on what you count as a language. Java. Oops. Where would we start? Like, if we're gonna count HTML. Let's count HTML. HTML. We're counting CSS. JavaScript. That's the easy trifecta. And then on the back end, PHP. Even though I haven't used that in forever. ASP was the thing I used to write a really long time ago. Visual Basic, something I wrote a long time ago. Pascal. C. C++. C#. Python. We're gonna count SQL. I got L right in there that says language. Objective-C. A little bit of Rust. Perl, but not for a really long time. Smalltalk? I don't think I've ever used Smalltalk. I didn't start out in Mac world. I think of Smalltalk as an early Mac thing. What else? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm sure there's more than that. Let's see. GitHub top languages. I mean, there's going to be goofy stuff, you know, like Unity script and stuff like that doesn't really exist anymore. Okay, what are the top languages? Do you count TypeScript as separate? I think, like, you know, sh, bash, zsh. I've written lots of shell scripts. Do we just do straight up Java? Not yet. Okay, here's the list. That's a surprising top 10. Oh, is that specifically growth? I need like top 100 languages. Or maybe I need like an old list. Whoa, look at this jumping all over the place. I wrote a little bit of Ruby once upon a time. A very long time ago. I'm positive there's other like goofy scripting languages that I'm just not thinking of. What else am I forgetting? I've touched Go. I wouldn't really say I've written Go. I think that we'll call this JavaScript / TypeScript. I have a strong fondness for just straight up C. That's mainly from like embedded stuff, like microcontroller work. There's just like a simplicity to it that I appreciate, although writing complicated things is obviously a big pain. JavaScript has been a nightmare in my life forever, but I do tons of JavaScript. But TypeScript has really made it kind of better in a lot of ways. And TypeScript is from the same language designer as C#. So they have a lot of similarities. They're really become very similar. Rust, I don't have a ton of experience with Rust. I could see liking Rust. Maybe if I was younger and getting started out, I would really lean into Rust. But I like that there's certain sort of like core concepts of asynchronousness deep in it, rather than having those a little bit tacked on the way it is. And like, we eventually got there kind of with TypeScript and JavaScript and C#, but I'm not going to put Swift. Swift is another one I've done like a tiny bit of. I know there's other stuff in this realm too, like ancient history things. I mean, I really dislike PHP. I'm told it's gotten better over time, but I only really know it from like 20 years ago and it sucked. I don't know. I wouldn't say any of these are necessarily like a total pleasure to work in. I have different fondnesses for them and different like nostalgia levels for them. Part of me is a little bit anti-Python just because everybody loves Python and it makes me anti-Python, but also because people want to use it in extremely inappropriate places like on microcontrollers. So yeah, I find myself going back to JavaScript / TypeScript all the time just because it's very easy to like prototype something and then you can get from a prototype to something that's like kind of workable. It's possible. That used to kind of not be possible. They used to be like a nightmare to try to like build a complex application in JavaScript, but TypeScript kind of makes that possible. TypeScript and C# are kind of what I do a lot of now. Unless I'm on a microcontroller, then it's C. I kind of always avoid C++. Even when I'm technically writing C++, I'm just really writing C. Okay, what else is on here? I'm not going to count make files. I'll count a bat file, sure. We'll count bat files. I've written a lot of bat files. I've not written enough assembly that I feel like that I would. Probably done a little Lua, but not enough to really talk about. Oh, tons of shader languages. I guess we just would say like GLSL. Lots of shaders. I guess GLSL and HLSL. Just in shader world. They list awk as a language. TCL, I forgot all about. CoffeeScript, Fortran. Really interesting to see these things like bounce around. Okay, that's all I can think of. What did we land at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, I lost count. Oops, wait. Well, we basically went from, so basically 20. Is that what we did? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'll take it. Some of these are a stretch, I would say. Many of them are a stretch, I would say. But I think I've been paid money to write all of these things at some point in my life. Barely any Ruby, barely any Perl. And I again, like the definition of saying you know something, I've been programming for like 30 years, so I feel like I can kind of write something in any language. I don't even, that's not even like a boast. It's just that, like, I think there's general like programming meta skills that are just so common that you get it and they apply very well. And so it's not very hard for me to jump into another language if I have to, but it's not the same as knowing the language. Like, I can write something in Rust, but Rust has so many sort of peculiar, like, I don't even know what to call them. I want to say idiosyncrasies, but that's not the word I mean. Like, it has concepts that are very much its own, that don't directly necessarily map to other places. Python's a little like that too. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know any programming languages. There are better programmers in every single one of these than me, for sure. No question. Unity's still opening. I'm not sure what I've done here. I've broken something with this. Oh well, we'll just write this and pretend we don't. I feel like I'm forgetting something really big from early in my career, but Excel macros, does that count? Does the TI-83 calculator language count? Maybe. Are we just broken here? Is that what we're doing? Unity just doesn't work anymore? It's a good Unity stream. This is probably the worst Unity splash screen I've ever seen. No wonder they changed from 2023 to Unity 6. They just wanted to put this behind them. Awful. Unity's had pretty good splash screens for the last 4 or 5 years, but that's bad news. So what does this thing generally need to do, right? Like, this thing needs to do what? It needs to have some context of the current index. I guess it's going to be -1 to start with. And then we basically just don't even worry about previous. Just have like a next. And the idea would be to I don't even know if I care about that. We'll need to think about these things. I don't know if this is like a handle to the loaded scene. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I don't think you can load the same scene more than once, so maybe it is. What are we doing here? We're just broken, I guess. It's too bad. Increase the index, and then what? In fact, it'll be like and then we need to do guess we'll have to unload the current scene. You do this with a yeah. Is there an async version of this? There is. Interesting. Because you'd want to like wait again. I wonder if that's awaitable. That would be cool. When we start doing awaitable, it's part of the reason I upgraded to this version of Unity. So this returns to async operation. Is that not the same as being awaitable though? Like I'd want to do this. Can I do this? Can we? I'm so excited if we can do this. It doesn't look like we can. Thought this was the thing we could do now. Our async operational. Oh wait, async operation. Like awaitables in Unity. Really haven't. It's kind of my first 2023 project, so there's a load sing async here. So why? So that will return. I guess we wanted to await this. So that's going to return an awaitable. So do I need, does this live in some namespace? Where do you live? It says you're in the core module. Maybe I am awaitable, and because we have not managed to make it into Unity to actually look at anything, it's like hasn't rebuilt. Because I think that should be, looks like you can make an awaitable from an async operation. But it seems like the awaitable, I think we can do this. I think we can await this and then what? What are you mad about? Well, that's fair. Load sing and async doesn't take a hello? Not additive. But is there not one that just takes a scene and does the scene additively? That's kind of funny. That's not. Is the scene different from like the scene asset? Am I doing this wrong? Oh my gosh, Unity. Buddy. What do we do? Just try to open it again. I think we can do awaitables in here. That's what I say. Guess we'll see. But is the scene asset not the same as the scene? Is that and does it also, is this return a scene? Maybe it does in real life land. Maybe when it's unawaitable. Come on, buddy. Unity, you're killing me. I'm streaming for an hour and a half and I've done nothing. I feel like I have to reiterate that I don't really pretend to like deeply know those 20 languages. some of those, it's a stretch to even call them a language. Okay, we're gonna do this, Unity? You and me and you together? Huh? Get some awaitables in here. I mean, this is going to be the general premise, right? We're going to unload. I'm back to not being able to type, which is cool. Something I really enjoy. Killing me. So bad. Will it help if I close this? Will it help you, Unity? If we close VS Code, will that make you feel better? Let's close anyway. Doesn't matter. Huh? Huh? We've got to fix the bot. Got a lot of things we should be doing. I don't know. I've been getting so discouraged about this app. It's so frustrating, but I feel like maybe there's a path forward to make a thing. You know? Oh my gosh. Ignore errors. Yeah, I don't care about errors. So we're going to try these waitables. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have some async load and unload, and we'll just like quickly pop through. We need probably something that says like, you know, don't do something if we're in the middle of loading. Would probably be wise. Come on, buddy. Oh, I really screwed something up with my like multiple import attempts. I just delete that library and check out again. That's what I get for not pushing on the other computer. So we probably want like oh my gosh, is it gonna work? Just because this is going to be async, so there's like a possibility you could like try to spam the button. And so if we're not loading, do the thing. And then what? So this is probably, I guess this isn't right. So load scene async is void. So how do you get the scene? You know? We are able to await, which is cool. Okay. How do you get scene? What the async operation tells you, but I don't want. Like, how do we know? In the on-scene loaded. What? That'd be by ID though, which is not really what I want. I mean, I guess we can unload by name. I feel like I've done this before, and I don't remember. I mean, if the current scene is not null and we know the current index, I guess we can always just get that and then use the name. I feel like there's a better way to do this. I mean, that's the async. Yeah. And I don't know how to do that with awaitables. You know? Like, how do you get the return value? Or is it going to be in there? Like, is it, like, what does this return? An async operation, and it's going to return load sync async. The scene name. I mean, we can just unload by name, I guess. I don't care enough. You know? Oops. Well, this is not very elegant, but hopefully it does the thing. Something like this. Something like this. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of things are broken. This is so stupid. This is a bug in Unity with the Vision OS support. You just have to break this. Stupid. So, okay. Hour and 40 minutes into the stream, we were able to open the project. Very exciting. So the idea, hey, and like our ability to sort of plug into some of these things and like find it's going to be a little tricky, but yeah, I'm not going to worry about that right this second. What we're going to do is just have some visualizations. Just make a few of these. It's like debug cube. And we'll I'll make like debug sphere and whatever. Debug cube is going to have a cube in it. Very exciting. A cube. 1.5 meters in the air. We'll have a debug sphere as well. You're never going to guess what goes in there. Another cube. And then we need to create our visualization asset. Okay, so this is tricky. Like the scene asset, can we not reference? Can I not have a reference? A scene reference, is that all it's called? This is not a scene, this is a scene reference. Yellow. What? What in the world's going on? My plugin, my Vim plugin exploding? Oh wait, it's scene reference a script. I don't want that. Scene asset? Maybe that's what I want. Not scene reference. Should I spell it right? Why? What's my problem? Scene asset is used to reference scene objects in the editor. Oh, is that editor only thing? I see. Okay. This is starting to come back to me. This is annoying. What? Not a visualization, man. I like all these strings, but whatever. I thought there's a way to do this. I think there is a way to do this. I mean, maybe... Might have to be like a custom editor thing. Where did it break? What? So, oh, that was my scene. Good grief! What an embarrassment. I deleted the wrong thing. I destroyed my cube. Debacle. Okay, so. I'm not going to worry about all these strings right now because I just don't care. I mean, you could import something where the name just has to match or something. I don't know. Undecided. But I'm not going to worry about it. Problem for another day. That's weird. Oh, are you mad because I'm not? Yeah, whatever. You mad because you don't have your own file, Unity? Forgot the extension. I don't know if this really works, but so why does that say I do something wrong with the creation of these? I'm just missing something. Like when I create this, why? Okay, now are we happy? So the basic idea is that inside here, we'll have our visualization manager, and it will be fun. It will just have a, collection of these. And let's make an editor for this, I guess. Visualization manager. Will that do I have to do draw default, or does that already do it? Can't remember. I could do the custom thing, but okay, then we want to do, good grief, quit. Something like this. What's your problem? What's your problem? What? Okay, so that'll hit next. It should load the thing. If there's somebody, it should unload it. Should wait for them. We could wait for this if we wanted, but there's no reason to do that from pressing the button. It should ignore spam, so I don't know if this is gonna work. But And then the idea of like where this stuff exists in space and whatever, all that stuff is, I don't know yet. Foot in front of your face, maybe. 1 meter away. I don't know. So everything's broken. Probably just a import thing. We break the okay. Sure, I've done something wrong, but we'll see. Oh yeah, probably those scenes probably have to be in the build settings. That's probably one thing that's wrong. So if we do this, it's probably going to say we can't because they're not in the build settings. Yeah, that's fine. So we could automate all that stuff, but it's just not the time to do that. It's not the time to do that. Wrong one. You. Terrier, how's it going? Are you giving me coordinates in my text editor? I know it's shocking. I'm not playing Sudoku, which is why no one is watching, but that's okay. Okay, so the idea is that this will load a scene. That's cute. We seem to not be advancing. And we seem to have cameras inside those, which is a problem. No camera in here. Or I just did something wrong. Yeah, this is the debug sphere. What happens when we don't have proper references? So, people only like us when we play Sudoku. It's just a sad fact of life. So, and then your camera can go away and your light can go away and you're just a thing. Probably could have, yeah, whatever. There's lots of like, we have a little debug harness in here that unloads or something when we're trying to work on this outside of the main scene, or we just always enforce it so we're always working in the main scene. Like we definitely have a few options. Yeah, it looks like we have some URP errors. You haven't? Blob's posted an insane one. I kind of want to do it right now, but I'm not. We're working. It's time to work. I'll just do a sneak peek here of this puzzle Blob shared with me today because it is so funny. Look at this grid. Look at this beautiful grid. It's amazing. That's a Space Invaders grid. Love it. Oh, you just code C#. I didn't know that. Why are you writing C#? What are you C sharping? I'm writing C# right now. C# has been one of my 2 primary languages for most of the last 10 years, and I still wouldn't necessarily say I'm good at it. Okay. It's funny that loads, still loads lighting. Why do you think that happens? I'm not setting that as the active scene. Just having the cube on. Why do you think that is? Oh, am I like inside the cube or something? Is that the problem? Yes, I'm inside the cube. Oops. Oh, interesting. That's cool. One day I'll revisit heat. Someday. Someday, friends. So this appears to work, right? We can now cycle through our fun visualizers. The whole question of the origin is the whole, I don't know what to do about it. So should we try to move our fizzy bubbles to be a scene now? I'm going to say yes. We're definitely going to break something or screw something up or mess up a string constant or whatever. But let's do it. So we will have bubbles and bubbles. And what will go on in bubbles is this, basically. This whole dude called Fizz Viewer is actually going to go out of here. Somehow we've got to talk to the Fizz analyzer, which means we will need to do like some service lookup magic, but we'll figure it out. I think we're going to figure it out. Oh, I just had a crazy idea. Do I like it? I don't know. Okay, that is no longer in there. What we're going to do is put that in here. And it's probably going to be mad at us immediately. So Fizz Viewer is going to become bubbles. My goal is to just call every single thing bubbles. We just have to have something that's going to interface with the visualizer, but I think I know what to do. I think. I don't know. We'll see. So we won't do this. What we will need to do is a way to like statically access the analyzer. So I think for now we'll just make it a singleton. Got all that stuff in here. So we'll do the pattern that's like private instance. Nope, private is analyzer instance, and then public is analyzer instance. Instance. With a getter, oops, that says if instance is equal to null, oops, find it the first time and then return it as needed. So then in here, we can just talk to the instance of the Fizz analyzer. What are you mad about? Oh, that, right, of course. I'm gonna make those, these are both static. And eventually I would like to have some kind of service lookup provider party, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. So I think this will kind of do the job. be cool if this just worked. Probably not gonna, but it'd be cool if it did. So now we want to save this. And then we want to go back to Fizz. And we want to add that as a visualization. And what's going to happen? So we're inside a cube, we're inside a sphere. Both's going to be loaded because it's not been... Oh, right, of course. Of course. Should probably automate this in some way, but... Not the time. Not the time to do that. I'm going to get a thing working and then we can make it better. Okay. Look at that. Does it work, though? It's probably going to be really loud. I'll turn the volume down. The audio reactivity is not working. Oh, but I bet I know why. Bet it's because... I really would like to come up with a better way to do this. The Fizz player in Windows needs to be set to Unity. Let's try that. What? How do you output editor? What? What are you mad about? Unclear. Okay, so let's play some music. And let's see a visualization. Okay. That looks auto-reactive to me. Okay. That wasn't so bad. It's not very good. I kind of would like to... Yeah, it's a bummer. It'd be nice to have like scene references to these or like something better here. We could do it. You could see how to do it in a custom editor where the custom editor would have a reference to the scene and then it would just get stored as whatever, the name or something, something, something. I guess the GUID ideally, but I don't care right now. So that's good. We probably should have a button for that as well. These buttons are not very good. So this is why this looks so bad. Oh, it's not a text mesh for why? Why? This. I don't know, something like that. You gotta pick some type Oh yeah? Why are you creating a DLL? I mean, a DLL is just like it's a program that doesn't execute, sort of, right? It's just some compiled code that somebody else can talk to, but that is already ready to go. That was a bad analogy. Just like you're compiling a program, but it's not going to, that code is not going to execute by itself. Something else is going to run it. It's like it's like DLC. A DLL is basically DLC for your software. That's a metaphor I'm going to go with. Pretty weird that this uses legacy text. I don't know why I'm doing this twice instead of just copying, but here we are. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay, next track. Did we not make that 4? Where did we make this? We did. What is the difference between these two? We auto-sized this one. Okay. Next track, next visualizer. I still would like to, we got to like work on the how all the input works. That's not very tidy at the moment. We need like a HUD that deals with all that stuff. Are you hiding? I mean, you can decompile DLLs. I've had to do that before. There was some project I was working on where they were like, we were working with the company that was making an SDK and they refused to just let us see what was going on. So we had to decompile. There was some fun tool for that. A dot peak, maybe that was it. I'm going to dot peek your files. I'm going to do it. I'm going to peek at you. Okay, so what we need is, we really want like a different HUD. Okay, interface manager. I don't want to keep cramming all this stuff into the player because it's really separate. So let's just have an interface manager. And it's going to be responsible for, it's a little annoying, but I think it's better to have all that stuff just talk to one place, basically. Get it all out of the player. All this stuff should not really be here. So, all this stuff in here. Get out of here. So, we're going to have some, we'll set the interface fire off. events when stuff happens, I guess. Yeah. So those will fire off things like that. Oops. Let's just pass the whole media item, I think. And then this also, we're on a slippery slope for sure of making everything a singleton right now, but I'm going to do it. We'll build the, I just don't, yeah, I want to keep some momentum, but we will eventually change to a service lookup provider. Oops. That's right. I mean, I really do understand. Yes, just to like protect people from themselves or protect you from the people that will bother you by abusing the things you write. Definitely understand. There's definitely reasons to want to do that for sure. So yeah, this is, so I have a way to, that's like set. What's the matter with you? Is that not what you're called? I probably have to go back to Unity to make you a thing. So we want that. That's set metadata, and we probably need like a way to set the progress as well. Oops. Dang it. And then like that. What else are you mad about? Okay, maybe that'll work. You, but I made you. Fizz player. So this needs to be. Where am I? Fizz playlist. When finished playing. So it's actually, oh boy. Let's have a reference to the player. We need the, what is the deal with you? What did I do wrong? I misspelled you wrong. Behavior. No? The player should subscribe, or is it the playlist should subscribe to that next button? How did you know about the player? I'm a little confused. What did I do? Oh, it's just because I haven't made you yet. Is that why? Or no, you're just angry. Oh well. Also, oh gosh, how about if we make this a C# file? That'll do it. In the words of Ben Lane, that'll do it. And break the music. So, what now? I forgot where these things were going to subscribe to. I already forgot all about this, but let's figure this out. So, we just want all the interface stuff talking to the interface manager, not the player. The player is just its own person. And the interface manager needs all this junk. It's the next track. That's the whole button. Okay. Still definitely missed something. I think I wired up the buttons, but let's just see if it compiles and runs. So then either the interface needs to talk to those people or those people need to know about the interface. And probably makes, it's like a one-to-many or it's a many-to-one. Like, is everybody going to know about the interface or is the interface going to know about everybody? What is the better way to do this? For now, I guess we want the interface to know about everybody. So we will just say, oh, it's not. It's going to be something like this. And then the player will have this, something like this as well. Actually, the playlist manager, though, it's not the player, which is not, I don't know. That's not very very lovely. But so next track isn't really picking the next track currently. The next track is just picking another random track, but not too worried about that at the moment. So we've got lots of HTTP stuff that we should tidy up. Also, we have like controller kind of input stuff that should probably really be in the interface manager and not in here. Like if we're making the interface also include controls. Something like that. So that works. Next visualizer seems like it's not working, or is it? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, I had the audio turned way down, sorry. Why? I guess I can just turn the mixer low in here as well. What did I do wrong on the next? Next visualizer button. Did I not set that to the right thing? That is the next visualizer button. That is the next track button. So those look correct. These callbacks, next track, next visualizer, next visualizer. And then when invoking the next visualizer, those are static. Why did that work? What have I done? That is working. Next track is also calling next visualizer, so I've certainly wired up something incorrectly. For sure. What silly thing have I done? Did I get rid of... So the player no longer knows about interface stuff. The player and the playlist know about each other, but that'll go away eventually. Oh my gosh, what incredibly silly thing I've done. Next track, visualizer. Next track, next visualizer. Do I have other invocations? What insanely ridiculous thing have I done? We have the button there. We listen for the buttons, click. We invoke next visualizer. Oh, because you're listening to next track. That's why. Very simple. It's a very simple problem. Okay, so we can cycle through these visualizations, we can cycle through these scenes. The idea where like the root is and all of that stuff is a little tricky. Don't quite know what I want to do about that yet. You know? But that's pretty good progress. So that's a thing that would be like on enable, we need to do some stuff. Like move the root to be out in front of the avatar or something. Ugh. So we have what? We have this thing, which really is the avatar. basically. I mean, it's got a lot of other stuff, but. Okay. Ugh. A lot of managers really should do the service lookup thing. I mean, the thing we need like the modality manager. Oh boy. Like, I don't really want to deal with all this stuff. I just want to deal with, like, what's the thing that's tracked? Camera floor offset in the camera. So one probably gets rotation. Like, I don't quite know the like, presumably the main camera, yeah, it's got the tracked pose driver, so that's like my head position. The thing that I don't know about the hands, unfortunately, is they're like, do they have their own tracked pose? Friends? You know what I mean? Like, I just want the hand position. I guess, you know what I could do, which would be a thing that is maybe cool. Terrier, of course it makes you feel better. I'm glad to answer any questions that you have. I realize you've kind of joined after the explanations. One thing I could probably do, this modality manager. So we switch to hand tracking and we switch to controller. It's a little annoying that those are not, what I'm trying to decide is, do I want to try to track these things separately, or do I want to, because presumably these have some kind of drivers on them. Yeah. Left hand position, etc., etc. XRI left hand position. But where is the pose? And I guess it really is this. XRI left hand position is kind of like the position. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, should I? It's sort of an interesting idea. Like, that the avatar, I guess, could like expose some of these things. What I want is one centralized thing that knows where the head and hands are, right? So the avatar can like say, here's where my heads and hands are, visualizer, so you can visualize stuff. Alternatively, the individual visualizers could just ask for these kinds of things. Or, that's where I had, I like serving those things independently. I don't know. So one thing we could do is have our avatar manager just track all those things directly from the input system. And it will just be like, hey, we know where your head is. We know where your hands are. Have a good time. And that would be okay. So we'd have the head position, rotation, and tracking state, and then the hands. Hand position, rotation. Just feels a little clumsy, but I don't necessarily have a better way to do it. So let's just start with this kind of thing. You know. Oops. And then best way to do this. So don't we need to like watch this or something, like performed? Anytime this is performed, something like this. But how do you do this? That's not what I want. I just want to know, like, how do you get like the vector 4 or whatever, the vector 3 from this, or the quaternion from this, or whatever. Like, do I have to know, is there a special kind of value to read or something? Like, how do I... I don't know. Let me just look at it, at this, something like this. Oh, there was that. What was that? Enable direct action. How do you do this? Mouse belt to read value is the yeah. I don't understand this. Like, why is this? If the read value, maybe that's the point. Is this needs to be? Something like this. Wait, why did I do this with the left hand when I'm talking about the head? Oops. Is that not return a quaternion? Seems weird. So the rotation, okay. Ah. Oh, maybe, oops. Flag is a quaternion. Yep. Position. Oops. Something like this. I don't know if this is the right way to do things, but it lets me separate some business, I guess, a little bit. I don't know if this is right. Can I draw a sphere? How do you do this? What are you called? Oops. What do you think of that? Something like that. I'm sure there's a tidier way to do this. So, now what? So it means the avatar has to have, whoa. Okay. Several problems. Don't want this. Do I want this? I think. Oh, I really have to do this manually? Can't I like drop an asset on here? Come on, Unity. Cool. Yeah, great. Didn't we have all those? Like the, where did those all go? Didn't we just have those seconds ago? So with the, like this thing, why can't I just drag that thing up here? I would really prefer to do that. Please? 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 I don't want to use your stupid... Yeah, boy. This sucks. Why, where's the... Am I looking for the wrong thing? Like, this is input actions. Is that my problem? Like, input actions? Do I want this thing instead? XRI? I feel like I've done this incorrectly. How did they do this? Like how, like these position input and that stuff use reference. I see. So that is an input action property. I don't know about this. Don't quite understand all the new input stuff. I'm sure I just broke something, but well, is it not going to work at all now because I've broken everything? Just want to see what this does in the inspector. Does this let me drag in our little friends? Yeah. Okay. So what do I do if I have the reference? So if I have like head, position, head, rotation, left hand, position, left hand, rotation, right hand, position, right hand, rotation. Probably want to do more than that, but so then what's the proper way? Oh boy. Is that how you do it? Come on. Gives you an input action reference. So what do you do then? So the action, what? Dot action. That's a mouthful. Like this. Seems a little clunky. Seems very clunky. Seems dumb that that's not like managed in this rig somewhere. It feels like it should be, but it doesn't. I don't know if it's actually like doing the thing that I want, which is like, oh, here's a thing that is your character that has references to the hands and whatnot, and it's all in one place. I see this thing for swapping out the hands and all that business, but I don't actually see something that really tracks all of those things simultaneously. I don't know. So I will just, for now, at least let the Unity stuff be the Unity stuff, and I will have the avatar manager. Oh no, did I lose on it? What happened? What happened? Oh no. No. I think I renamed them. Right hand, position, right hand, rotation, left hand, position, left hand, rotation, head, position, head, rotation. I should probably do the tracking state, but I don't care. So that is potentially a way. And then the avatar manager is also a singleton. We got too many singletons. We need to really do them. Service lookup provider stuff. Do I want to type, like, write this again from scratch, or do I just steal it from some project? Probably steal it from some project. Or at least steal a very bare bones version from some project. Where have I used this recently? So right, so we got to do this thing. Times at 5. Okay. Let's just try to do this one thing, and then I probably gotta go. So I just want to do the this thing like before scene load, and a simplified version of this because it's much more complicated. And we do this thing, right? That's like Larry's watching, he's gonna know where I stole this from. I feel like I wrote, like, he wrote that very, very original version of like some dependency lookup thing, and then I think I wrote the version that does the fancy icing dependency, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. That's how I remember it, at least. Tomatoes. Is Larry throwing tomatoes? Is it Ben? Who is it? Hard to know. I feel like we've worked on so many projects together that this code has gone back and forth 800 times. This very robust version, clearly I didn't write, but who knows where the original version is. So I'm just going to strip this down to be very lazy, the way it was intended. So we have that, yeah, we have to look up. Oh boy. Let's see. Look up entry. This is much more complicated than it was once upon a time. It's not bad. I mean, it got more complicated to be more useful, but I don't need it to be very useful. So basically we have this lookup, we find a thing. If it's an icing dependency, we do the type, and then we want to do probably lookup, add the type and the mono behavior. I guess this is always a mono behavior, is that true? So that just finds everything. And then later, we want to get, and we want this to be very simple. So we'll remove all of the fancy features. Kind of thing. Okay. Something like this. I think this is kind of the minimal version of this. We tag what the stuff that with this interface, and does it even need to be mono behavior? It really doesn't. Oops. No, don't. You could really just do this in here, I think. Oh, that's a problem though. They'll like, right. We need it. It has to be, that's why we need this. Find objects by type. I don't know. That. Maybe this. Yeah, okay. So I think that's the way to do this. And then we can do start making stuff like the interface manager. Or let's start with the avatar manager. You can just start as a scene dependency, and then if you want that, you can get it. Register dependency. Can I do this? No, I can't type. So when we run, we should see the avatar get registered, and then anybody who wants the avatar, I believe even cross scene should be fine. I hope. Like this, the avatar is not gonna. We don't need like it to be persistent or anything. Well, maybe we do if we want it to carry across from the splash screen, but I don't know that I care that much about that at this moment. That's not too hard to do if we choose to. We just need like keep one in every scene and then self-destruct it if needed. So we should register. Why didn't we register? What did I not do? What critical thing did I forget? What critical step did I fail? Runtime initialize on mode, on load. Did that not actually run? Did make the avatar a dependency, right? Okay, close the reference. Didn't find any scene dependencies. Why do you think that is? You said you were an IC dependency. What? Did I forget? I mean, maybe this isn't working. Behavior. So I don't know. This is an ancient technique. It's not that ancient, but it's from several years ago. I don't really remember my basic version. I don't know what project I did it for at first. So we're not finding anything, are we? Before awake has been called. Probably this isn't working. Do you have to be? It just says. I know it's a by type. Is this the deprecated one? Find objects sort more none. And then the find objects inactive. Oh man. Maybe I shouldn't have deleted all the code. Simplified how? What? Should find all of them. Just worried it's mad that we're not in a mono behavior and we're using find objects by type. You know? Is it mad about it? Oh, and find object type will not return until the scene loading is done. Well, what? But is this like? Seems this is starting to ring a bell. But does it? It's after awake has been called. But this says when the first scene's objects are loaded into memory. Let's just try this and just see if that's actually the problem. That'd be annoying. I mean, the scene loaded callback, I can't really remember. If the scene loaded callback comes before or after. Yeah. What did we say? Registering. Yeah. So that's not good because we want this to happen before awake. It's after awake has been called. You can also just on the first call, you know, the first time you try to get. It's like, I think that's a thing Larry had added. I thought we had a way to do this. Scene loaded after enable, but before start. Oh, look at this, though. Near the before scene load, it's using this call. Instead. Any better? No, that was before scene loaded, though. Oh, that's what we want. Right. Before scene load. Is this? It doesn't look very different to what we just had. I don't know. Doesn't seem very different. Almost done for today. A thirsty person. So that seems like it registered. Why was that one different? I feel like we didn't change that in a meaningful way, unless I just had a typo or something silly. How was this different before what we just had a minute ago? We were doing the type of mono behavior instead of, I don't know. I don't like the way this looks. It's creeping me out. Oops. Stop it. I guess we don't really care. This is fine to just make that an object. Cast it when we need to. Anyway, there's a way that we can have a bunch of things registered in a simple way, in a central place, and then don't have to like have every single thing be a singleton. So we can still have some high level control over the world. Oh, okay. So we'll probably go change all of our singletons to be C dependencies like that. Okay, well, we did it. Really undecided about how I want to handle certain aspects of a interaction. We should probably make a next visualizer button. The bubbles are also just way too big. Oh yeah, we were thinking about the root. Yeah, that's why. Okay, now I'm reminded why I just did everything I just did. So not a lot of stuff to rename. So for testing, a thing we can do, I think, is this. I don't know if this really scales things down in the way I would want it to. Oops. Whoa, pardon me. Okay, this okay, I'm feeling reasonably good about everything we've done here. Made some progress. So we have let's take a glance back at our to-do. 256 tracks feels manageable. It's just gonna take time. The like JSON stuff is, I feel like what I have is reasonable and will support will function at a scale that is reasonable. The previous, so the thing that's kind of missing now is like right now when you start, you just load a playlist of X number of songs, and when you get to the end of that, you when you get to the end of that, you never get to the end of that, I guess is the point. You just keep going. So what it would need to be, you just keep randomizing within. So randomizing within that initial random playlist that you get. So you basically, there's a or a function endpoint, I guess, that I implemented that is get random songs. Get songs by genre sounds pretty cool. But basically, I just say, hey, get random songs, and then just play those. And there's really no reason for me to do those in random order. There's kind of a question of whether when you reach the end of the playlist, what happens. Probably when you reach the end of the playlist, you just ask for a new playlist. That's probably the thing that happens. We might have like named playlists at some point. I don't know. I didn't implement stream because I think that expects there to be some transcoding. It didn't do get cover art. I don't know if cover art is in these MP3s. I don't. It'd be kind of cool to do that. That's probably a no. I mean, until, maybe someday we implement all our own. I mean, unless we have a way to ask for the cover art. I mean, that's a maybe. How would I do that? And it's definitely much more complexity on the server side. So, I think music, metadata browser. I wonder if this can pull art out of it. Oh, it seems like it will. Can probably make some of these faster. I don't know. I'd kind of like to do that, but it definitely makes things more complicated. Like where would I want to do that? On the server side, you could imagine. I mean, maybe. I guess it depends on like how complicated this library is. If it's something I could just run on Cloudflare and like just get the cover art and skip everything else, I don't know. Or if there's a way that's like I assume you have to like yeah, I don't know. Torn on that. I don't know how I feel about that. Do I have a key for this? funny because there's interesting. Huh. Is there a piece of cover art? There's no cover art associated with this. Can I upload it? I would like to have the cover art. That's the thing that I think would be cool. Don't exactly know how I want to do that. Because I'm not the one responsible for parsing anything locally. And so either I do it kind of at processing time or at server time. I mean, the fact that there is a API method for that kind of makes me think, yeah. Like I could make my processor, if it detected cover art, it could store it. Or like it could extract it, and that could be served as well. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do about that. I'm going to ignore it to start with. I think that's not a beta feature. I don't think we need that for beta. Possibly a cool thing to do, but yeah, I just like thinking at the track level. How do you do that? I don't know. Sure. Do the album, if there's some kind of album ID. Okay. All right. I think I'm done for today. We made some pretty good progress. Pretty pleased. This feels like we have a path forward on stuff. Okay. All right. Well, bye, friends. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. I know these aren't the most exciting streams, especially when I'm just like brainstorming or trying to clean up my act. But maybe once we start actually working on visualizations, hopefully once we get some foundational stuff done, then we can just like make weird visualizations. And that's a goal that I have that maybe is good or maybe it's bad. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.